Hello everyone, my name is Cristian Negulescu and you know me for a lot of integration with UiPath. We have the Salesforce connector, ServiceNow connector, Jira connector, Confluence, and so on. I have a lot of videos about general stuff on UiPath. Today we'll talk about JSON. So I have already 2 videos about JSON, how to work with JSON with multiple use cases here in this video. So I show you how to deserialize and create JSON in normal UiPath commands. Then I have a video that I show you some tricks in VB.NET to create the JSON very fast on some VB.NET commands, and I shared all the commands with you here on the GitHub. Yeah, and today I will show you some again tips and tricks on the JSON, how to deserialize JSON using some VB.NET commands. So not the standard stuff with for each on the elements and extract the elements, okay? So let's see what we provide for today. So as usual, I will have JSON here, for example. I will have just only one example, but we'll do multiple stuff on this example to understand what are the commands. So I have a JSON with multiple, so basically it's an array with 3 elements, and each element has name, ID, age, wage in USD, and so on. Yeah. So let's see what will be the approach. So the approach will be like this. We'll read the JSON. We'll deserialize the JSON. To be able to deserialize the JSON, you need to have, so you go to all packages and you write web API and you have to install web API activities, UiPath web API activities to have it there. And then you'll be able to drag and drop deserialized JSON. Deserialized JSON will provide you an object. In case of my object will be called the G object. And now let's see what we have to do. So all my code from today will be based on these 2 links from Newtonsoft to see how you are able to use select token with link queue and so on. Yeah, so these are the comments that we'll present today, and also this complex one. I will provide you the links for this one, and we'll see how we call it on UiPath. First, let's see what we'll do on the first thing. So on the first stuff, we need to print some elements, and let's see. For example, if I want to print the first element name. So let's say from this object first, here I have an array of objects, and I have object 1, object 2, and object 3. Yeah. So if I want to print the name of the first object, that means John. I would say like this: G object select token records the 0 because it's the first one, and you know on Visual Basic.NET and all the code is starting from 0. The first element is 0. And I say name, and in this way I will display the first object name. Then if I want to print the second object age, I will say select object, select token, records 1, age, and I convert everything to string. And if I want to print the wage of the last element, I will do this command. So I'll say object select token records 3 wage USD. Okay, let's run it and let's see see the result, and then we'll go to the next step. So the result for me is John 40 and $55. Yeah, $55,000. So if we take a look on this one, first is John, the second age is 40, and the wage for the Jeff it's 55. Good. So in this way we use this select token. Let's see what else we can do with this select token. So we'll disable this part, and we'll go to the next one. And on the next one, we will do this. So we want to search the record that has the name Jeff. Yeah. So you see here on the GObject select token, I will put this this stuff. I will say go to the records. I put this dollar in front of the vector, dollar vector, and here I put this this condition. Name should be Jeff. Yeah. So the system will go and search on all my records, and he will pick the record with where we have Jeff. Yeah. So the system will return me this record. Yeah. So from this simple command, the system will return me the J token record, and I will print the J token. When I say convert to string the right line J token, the system will print something like this because it's a JSON object. Yeah. And if I want to extract something from this one, for example, I want to extract age, I will say convert J token and I get age. Here I define J token as, if I go on this one, inside of this one, you will see that J token, it's an token object. G token, it's a J token object. Yeah. So I go here and I select Newtonsoft J token. Okay, good. So from an array, he's able to identify the object that has a property name called Jeff, and then he return all the object, and from that object I will print the age. Okay, I run it, and let's see the result. This is my object from the three objects we have, and you see that the age of Jeff is 25. Good. Let's go further and disable this one, and let's go to the next step. Let's see what we have on the next step. On the next step, I want to return a list of tokens. So basically, my query will be on all these values, and I can receive multiple J token, multiple objects. Yeah, and the condition, the condition now will be this one. So you see that I put here, sorry, my bad. I say GObject select token where on the record where the age it's higher or equal than 40. Yeah, and I should return the name. Yeah. So what this means? This means that the system will, so the system will search on these objects, on all these objects. On the objects, he will search if the age is higher or equal with 40. So it will be this one and this one. This one will fail. And the system will return only the name. So we'll retain the name John and the name Tim. Yeah, because here inside of the command, I say that name. So I don't want the full object. I just want the name. Okay. So basically, I do this and I print here. I print the index to see. I print the index on the for each. You can put an index, and I print also the index or the for each. So you'll see that I have one result with John and one result with Tim. Yeah. So if we run it, you will see that I have one result with John for the first one and one result with Tim, because these are the names that have more than 4. If I modify this and say here, instead of age higher than 40, I will put 42, you will see that the result will be only, so I put 42, the result will be only John. Yeah, because only John is higher than 42. Only John is for hard. In the same way, if I put 23, you will see that on the result I have the full 3 names. Yeah. So I want all the names, because I specify that I want the names. I want all the names that have the age higher than 23. You see John, Tim, and Jeff. Yeah? Good. So this was with the condition that return multiple elements. Yeah? Done. Let's go to the next one. And on the next one, I will have disable activities, enable activity, and on this one, I will print a sum. Yeah. So what's my idea here? I will want to make a sum of all wages. So he will add the wages of John, wage of Tim, and wage of Jeff. So how I will do this? I will do this in this way, in one line. So I have convert to string. I will have GObject. I will say that I want records. This should return an array. Yeah. Here. So where on the records? Yeah. So I have an array with objects. And then I will say sum function m. So on this array, I will apply sum. And this I will convert to decimal. So C decimal is converting to decimal. And here I say m. So my my argument of the function, select token wages, wage USD. Yeah. So basically, he will take all the records and he will make a sum of all the wage USD items. Yeah. So if I run this one, I will receive $225,000 US dollars. Yeah. So in this way, he make the sum. So like I said, this is just an add-on video for the main video where I show you what you do with JSON with simple UiPath commands. This is how to use some more complex Visual Basic commands to have much faster access to your JSON object when you receive the data in a JSON object. As usual, if you like my movies, please subscribe to my channel. Comment on my movies and tell me what else you want to see on my movies next time. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. Have a good one. Bye-bye.